were you were in it, but I like you said, you were the vice president. I had no idea.
Oh yeah.
Now was it?
We tried to keep that all quiet and all, and our main office was in Slidell, Louisiana.
Really? Okay. So that was my next question. Was it just a local broadcast?
No, it went out. I actually got into it so we could produce a fishing show.
Of course.
And sell it. But do y'all remember the reporter Heath? I believe it was Heath Roberts out of New Orleans.
Yes, I remember him.
He was a young reporter then, and we actually kind of got him started with all of this.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of like a first kind of meeting.
Yeah, right off the bat, I have to bring it to that In Contact documentary that they talk about it first. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah,
Very
you did
cool.
a good job doing that. Good segues, man.
I'll give you guys.
He's got to be impressed right now in your knowledge of the topic and the subject.
I think so. Dude, they closed down the restaurant for this interview. That's insane. So it's like, yeah. And honestly, Russ, like your knowledge and passion for the topic, I think, is what kind of gets these people to actually, sit down with you, as opposed to being like, oh, who are these fucks trying to mess with me?
Well, I want to remind people.
Show up.
I want to remind people what I reference in there, which is that beginning of that In Contact documentary. Play the next actual clip, Rob, just to get a reminder.
Jesus.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
You can stop it. That was that's the dramatic intro.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, now you remember? Yeah, In Contact.
Oh, I do, yeah. I hear it in my dreams sometimes. I wake up with that echoing in my ears. It's so impactful.
But yeah, I also had to bring up the Monsters and Mysteries in America, a small clip that we played too, and he's been part of a lot of these shows. So that was the one thing I liked picking his brain about, was making these documentaries and stuff. But let's get back to Calvin Parker in Paradise.
And we actually kind of got him started with all of this.
Oh, so it's kind of like a first kind of media job for him. we love that show, and one of my favorite things on there is when you tell the story, and how you're telling the story of how you didn't want to tell the story for so long. And my favorite anecdote was when the reporter came up with the camera and you just weren't in the mood, and you were so calm in it too. You're like, I'm just gonna have to relieve you of that camera. I'm have to relieve you of that film. I was like, you do not mess with Calvin Parker. The way you came across, I was scared. I was like, all right, dude. I was like, what is he gonna do now? I was like, so I'll make sure you don't grab my phone if I get out of line.
Yeah. Well, that little incident actually cost me $600 in fines.
Ooh, for taking this camera?
Yeah, and throwing it up against the wall there.
Oh, okay, good. I loved how you put it though, because you just said I pretty much assumed that's what happened, but the way you said it was like, I just had to relieve him of it. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna also need that film. It's so calm, but it was so funny. It was one of my favorite parts in there. But one of the other things that he brought up in this one was Charles Hickson. He mentioned that he was getting contacted long after the event happened, right? He was just telepathically contacted. Was it?
Well, that's what he said. I don't know. Charlie and I had a falling out.
Was it because of this company around that time or later?
Well, it was because of 2 or 3 reasons. Number one, when this happened, we both agreed not to tell nobody.
Oh yeah, and he went and told, right?
And he blabbed his mouth.
Yeah, that was the first thing. Didn't he jump on you thought he was calling his wife, right?
Right.
On a payphone, and he's calling what do you call it? The Navy first, right? Okay, so he calls the Navy. But that's the surprising part to me, is that the Navy is just like, no, we're not interested in UFOs close to any of our facilities. Just go call the local police. They'll take care of it.
Yeah, they referred us back to the sheriff department. Well, I didn't know he was calling them too. But we had agreed not to tell nobody, just get up and go to work the next morning.
Yeah, you got thrown into it.
Yeah. And then he took the high road. He just kept going and going and going. He wouldn't let it die.
And wasn't it just your second day or first day at work down here? This is your introduction to Pascagoula. Is basically you were staying in an apartment with Mr. Hickson, with Charlie, right? So you're rooming with him. Your first day here is like, hey, let's just go fish and relax. Like, oh, all right. And the next thing you know, your name is all over the news. And I heard that his son heard about the news from Stars and Stripes magazine.
Right.
That was the wildest part. That's when you have to hear that and like, especially in 19 now it would be different. You know, the internet and and Twitter
you
and
got
everything.
social media.
Stories will go out so fast. The fact that this story reached all the way to Okinawa, it Stars and Stripes magazine. I was thinking, I was like, his son was probably about the same age as you at the time, huh?
We was close to the same age. Yeah, he's just about a year younger, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, that's wild.
As I said, I got hard and fired in the physical all in one day.
What?
Yeah, speaking of that physical, you got to kind of a little bit of an extra physical being...
I'm telling you.
Yeah. One of the things I've noticed, so the new book, we've listened to some of your interviews with about this new book, and I can't wait to read it and hope we can go get it next door. But that you had another experience beyond 73, because like I said, we've already done 2 episodes, we kind of know the story real well, but not this part, that in 93 you had another incident.
Right.
And I want to ask you about the female alien.
Oh, here we go. Getting to the good stuff now.
Yeah, finally.
Of course.
All warmed up.
And it makes it even better because there are things we don't know in this new book. He's got regressions, hypnotic regressions, and it relays a story of a memory of 1993 where they came back. Well, this time the female alien is in the woods, like peeping him out. The wrinkly aliens are back. The whole cast is back for the 93 encounter as well. But I want to know.
Cast is back.
This is one of the large women, and I had sex with this woman.
Well,
yeah, I was thinking, like, is that a head? Remember that painting he did with the bushes?
Rob, you are so clever.
And I'm saying, is that a head?
In this next clip, I try to make a connection between his story and another favorite of ours.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
About the female alien. Now, you described her as kind of human-looking, right? And that she actually had hair?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can actually do this. Have you ever heard of a man named David Huggins?
No.
Okay. He's a man who, he has a documentary called Love and Saucers, where he's had lifelong experience with a female alien who kind of, imagine a typical gray alien that we would see, but with like a Cher wig. Right. And I want to see if this will keep recording, because I've noticed this, which I found kind of stunning because your description. So first off, she looks like this.
Yeah, mine didn't look like that.
Okay, good, because
Mine looked human.
he had, but that's the part that got me.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Now he's painted this. Now maybe he's interpreting things a little differently, but when I hear your description, now just because if this is recording, I'm showing a picture of Crescent putting an instrument down the nose of David Huggins. He paints these, by the way. The man who experienced this, he's from Hoboken, New Jersey.
Oh,
but
gosh.
I just saw that association. And I thought about you, and that yours was a blonde, and she, like I said, she looks like Cher. She looks like an alien went into a wig store and said, "Give me the Cher." Yeah. But I just want to go back
Kind
to
of like
this.
I've said before, if I'd met this one in a bar and had a couple of drinks, I would have asked her out.
Oh, see, yeah, so she's probably a lot better looking.
Oh,
like I said,
better.
that one looks like one of those statues out there if you just slap a wig on it, but yours definitely sounds a lot more human. I heard someone speaking to you saying possibly a Nordic-style alien, one of those tall blondes. Was she particularly tall?
No.
She wasn't taller than the... and the elephant aliens weren't even bigger than you, right?
No, they was probably 5 foot, I'm going to say, estimate.
Oh, boy, what's going
Oh,
on?
my God. There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, and I can't wait to, because normally I hate unpacking, but let's get into it.
Yeah.
So only 5 feet tall. And they
Right.
were,
Well,
but only the women ones were 5 feet tall, or all
no,
of them were?
He's talking about the wrinkly robots are about 5 feet tall, and he said that she's no taller than he is. But he assures us. So I show him pictures of Crescent, and only because he has described when he describes the incidents with this female alien, who we know now is a lot prettier than Crescent. Sorry, Crescent, that she's a blonde.
Wow.
She's not a brunette. She's more human looking. If he saw
She
her in a
has more
bar.
fun.
If you saw her in a bar, he'd be taking her out. She's that kind of hot. But this alien is known for sticking stuff down his nose and his throat. And when I showed him the painting of Crescent sticking the object down Huggins' nose that he had painted, that's when he goes, whoa, and he pulled back. And there was a bit of an association.
There was a
You could hear
reaction, huh?
There was. You could hear it in his voice. He said it looks much different, but his experience seems to be almost exactly that of certain Crescent experiences.
Oh my god!
I love that he was taking the story, like he was listening to everything, and then when you said, "Yeah, this guy's from New Jersey," he went, "Oh my god!"
No, that was still looking at pictures. Then that was pictures.
They have aliens in Jersey. Oh.
He was zooming in on the picture,
to the pictures.
And he was still being impressed by that. It wasn't just Hoboken.
Gotcha.
Oh, never heard of that. It wasn't that. All right,
it's like not Hoboken. Oh no, that's okay.
Well, no, I mean, it makes me wonder then. If they're like we were talking about within what were the other aliens where they had the horn rows compared with the hippie ones that we thought
Virginia's.
Virginia's and Virginia and the Ariel School. There was like that kind of link there where they sounded similar with few discrepancies.
Yeah,
and these guys sound like the same kind of thing with like a different species that they do the same kinky shit, shoving shit down people's nose like Egyptians, trying to pull their brains out. And I don't know why they choose the nose, but that sounds like there's a common thread there. Decent-ish looking aliens. At least
I don't know. He says they're pretty hot. But as you've noticed, my new interview style is be all over the road. And since the wrinkly aliens or the robots were brought up, I really derail things here by showing him some of the merch that we had made up with great TIRBS logo from Raymond.
Oh, and you shouldn't have shown him that.
Yes, and here I am describing it to Calvin Parker.
Oh, jeez.
When we came here, we decided, all those shows have to have a team. Mountain Monsters have the Ames team.
Yeah.
So when they mentioned they were giving out the free Beeble Boppers, we decided to be the team that investigates Rod and Beeble Bopper. So that's us in the suits. Look, the bench is there. And look, we got two guys fishing, representing you. That's our logo.
Now that is neat.
That's for you. These are coasters.
Thank you.
We made a whole bunch of them. I'll probably try to get you to sign a couple and give to our listeners. But not only that, this here... So we took the logo, and this is for you, Michelle. We have a listener. This is a shirt. This is the only one of its kind we made of the team. Yeah, look how nice that design is. So I might have to whip one of these up for you also.
Great.
But, so that's I just want to show you that. And look, if you look close in the background, you'll see there's a Pascagoula River down the middle, and it's got all that stuff that says brought to you by our show. But we were just going to be wearing these shirts and be like, that's our team. But when we're like,
okay, so I'm over. Yes, I'm here explaining this. He loved it. All right, he loved it, and
that wasn't fake. Again, unless he's a really good actor, that was genuine happiness at that.
No, he actually likes the design. He digs it.
And he did. There is a single in existence TIRBS T-shirt, and he did sign it. And he signed a few of the coasters that a few lucky unbelievers will be getting. That will be sending out. He didn't sign all of them.
That's so cool.
But I got him to sign a few, and. That was very, very nice of him, and I'll have to get a shirt made up for him. And maybe we'll just have to put the TIRBS logo out there at some point or something.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know who was more proud in that moment, you or him, for this whole thing.
We were just talking about what the aliens were.
That's the beautiful part. I think the beautiful part is that you guys were both equally excited to be in each other's presence, and I just want to know when you guys are going to consummate your love.
Yeah, I want to see a buddy cop movie with the two of you guys, or like
where you just hunt down aliens together and then still relish and
go fishing.
He loves that you are giving him the attention that he rightly deserves, and you love getting to pick his brain because it's Calvin fucking Parker.
Yeah,
this is fantastic.
And if explaining TIRBS isn't awkward enough, here I am trying to explain the Unbelievers bench.
You're probably shaking your head going, why do these guys come in? It's not even that great of a bench. What's the point? It was more, I don't know if you ever heard of Jonathan Reed and the Reed family abductions from the Connecticut area.
No, I don't.
This was another famous abduction case of a family. But this case, the son who was involved in it, he kind of championed it for many years. It's been featured on a lot of shows. Right. But they had the first UFO abduction monument in America. Okay? This was only a few months ago. They didn't get the city permits they needed, or there was some kind of local fight. And they had a big monument. People from Ancient Aliens and stuff went there, and they put benches that they dedicated to it. Then the city came and dug up the monument, and took all the benches away and put it in. The city locked it away, that they did not follow the proper procedures.
Gosh.
And then a month later, yours pops up, and now yours is the only they were the first official one, then there was no official one, and you came back. As soon as we saw that, that's kind of what attracted us to her. Like, and as we did our episode on you, we said, so he's got a monument now. I looked around in the news footage. I was like, I don't see any benches.
God.
So I know it's silly. I just want you to know that's the whole reason. It was like other